So I was like, man, we about to play some Jay Electronica. Even though, Jay Electronica career didn't necessarily go how I thought it would go. Anyways, Vigilante. What the fuck is my name? Vince? Who the hell is that? Vigilante Wins here on another episode of me having just saw a movie and doing a review of it. Link. Oh, man, that's Jay Electronica Exhibit. See, I wish that was my song. We are working on a new album. And that is one of the True North songs. Like, I want a song that good. I don't know that I'll make it. We'll try. But yeah, that was Jay Electronica. Fuck that, Jay Electronica. Oh man, found out last night you were chatting with someone who well, actually Bumby Publicist. Tell them about this hot rapper named VigilanteWilliamson, also in Houston. Yeah, I saw that you said you going to. I did see the link. I wanted to smoke and listen to Jay Electronica first, so that's what we did. We'll talk about Spider-Boy, Spider-Man. He was Spider-Man. Bumby is a legend. Shout out to Smashburger. Shout out to Smashburger. Rest in peace, Pimp C. Even with that crazy ass verse off Pregnant Pussy. That verse is nuts. Hey, everybody, Scramble, Sentient, Sherry, Jamalama, Brandon Hollum, Real Wade, not the fake Wade, Tom Jensen, Cotton. Appreciate y'all being here. And shout out to Trill Burger. And shout out to, did I say Smashburger? Because it is a Smashburger, but it's Trill Burger. I fucked it. I might have fucked it up. I just started smoking. What do you want from me? All right, this is a review of Spider-Man Brand New Day. Is it a new day for Marvel or is it more slop? I actually like this movie. I thought I was not going to. I walked in this expecting to hate it. Maybe that was part of it. This is not perfect. I did see the link and I saw we'll get to. I mean, I guess I'll probably play a trailer. It doesn't look appealing to me. Shout out to, I don't know who Frizz is. I'm assuming you mean Fizz. Shout out to Fizz Chozo. I saw when you sent the link before I started the stream. I saw that it does not look like my cup of tea. Maybe we'll end up playing the trailer, maybe not. But I'm gonna do this review first. But I do see that Real Wade. You meant him, okay? Shout out to Fizz Chozo. He may show up in a second too. I don't usually do intro songs, but sometimes I do. I'm like, all right, let's start with the intro. If you're watching this playback, it'll be cut because there's we'll get into copyright. I don't know if we'll get into copyright issues. We might. We probably will. In any event, I liked Spider-Boy. He was actually Spider-Man in this movie. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. There are some issues. You sent me one, me show you. Okay. I saw it. We may play it for everybody if depending on what we do. These reviews usually go pretty fast because there's not really much to say. We'll have spoilers. We'll have some spoilers. It was a solid movie. It was a solid Spider-Boy, Spider-Man movie, despite all the Marvel. I feel like in the Spider-Man trilogy, now it's 4 of them. Is he the first one to get to 4 movies in the MCU? 4 solo movies? I think he is. Because they made a 4th Captain America, but it was a different character. In any event, in his first 3 movies, Robert Downey, even though he wasn't in it that much, when you remember the marketing, he was in it a decent amount. Thor is at 4. You're right. Love and Thunder. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Thank you for that, Jamalama. But I got 2 yeps. So yeah, he's not the first. So yeah, you had Thor. But in the first 3, I felt like in 2 of the movies, they surrounded him by people. Like they really heavily marketed Robert Downey being in Spider-Man. And then obviously the one before this, No Way Home, it was all about Toby and Andrew Garfield, right? And them coming back. And not just them, Willem Dafoe, all the old villains coming back. So it really wasn't about him. You know what I'm saying? First of 4 quality movies. Well, I didn't like the second one. I did not like the second one. I was actually kind of just going to get to that. The one movie where they didn't really put a bunch of characters around him, to me, didn't work. I didn't really like that second one. I could have just done without it. Just to me, I don't know. I guess it was cool to have Mysterio on screen. I don't know. And then they teased the multiverse, but it really was. It was cool. It was cool, but it wasn't my favorite. It's actually my least favorite out of them. This one, though, this was a brand new day for Marvel. Marvel needed this film. I know it's technically Sony. Comic book movies kind of need this film. We have been in a slop fest really since No Way Home, and I thought it was okay, but it was really fan servicey. Did nothing to further Tom Holland. I just saw a movie with him 2 weeks ago where he was the worst part of it. I mean, you know what? I would probably take. I didn't see Love and Thunder. I didn't see Ragnarok either. I didn't like any of the Thor movies except maybe the first one. First one was cool. Dark World wasn't good. Everybody loves Ragnarok. They made a ton of money. It wasn't for me. I didn't check that out, and I didn't check out Love and Thunder. And then obviously, like, you know, fucking the Red Hulk one, Captain America. I mean, that was kind of much maligned. I didn't see the Thunderbolts. The Thunderbolt Black Widow is in this. Looks like they're pushing her. Love and Thunder was god awful. Go alert mode. Just want to say what's up. No interest in Cape shit. And this movie's not going to change that. But a new album's coming, man. We will drop another album for the end of this year. That's for sure. And I just listened to some. I ain't listened to actually. No, I'm lying. I only listened to the single of The Wrong Streets. Sound okay though. But I gotta start doing videos. I gotta do videos for the old songs so somebody even knows the new songs even exist. Hey LDG, appreciate you being here. And peace out, Dildo. Pause to say that. Lovely Sherry. Yeah, we coming out. Pause quick. We gonna at least drop one more. If not two, then early next year that's the next. But yeah, we will definitely have that. You saw Thunderbolts on the boat. It was meh. Yeah, it wasn't. That didn't look like it was for me. But that saw Badlands, so it was laughable. Fair enough. NFL predictions. We will be doing NFL predictions on the sports channel, VigilanteWilliamson Vengeance. I probably should. I might even have them up. It's tomorrow. I need to get them. I'm going to do a prediction for each. I'm going to do 9 videos before the season. A prediction for each division and an overall prediction on the same boat. I see. Oh yeah, I remember that. Didn't you have a cruise like a few months ago? Maybe a little longer than that. So that's cool. But this is a step up. Not much for the Marvel Big Bang spinoff. Look interesting. I didn't know they had another Big Bang, like Big Bang Theory or something else. And yeah, that was the same crew. Listen, I haven't watched a Marvel movie in theater and enjoyed it in a long time. I didn't see No Way Home in theater. I saw Shang-Chi. That was the last Marvel movie I saw. The first 40 minutes are actually better than you think. Big Bang. Okay. I never really got too much into that. I know they did, was it Young Sheldon or something? But as far as Marvel, as far as comic book movies, they're on the downturn. It's been a lot of slop. I think this is a return to form. This is what and again, I'm not going to glaze this movie. This is not perfect. I am not somebody who has the canon beloved MCU in its great regard. There are great movies amongst the MCU, but I didn't like Guardians. Iron Man 2 and 3 are weak. The first 2 Captain Americas are pretty good. The first Avengers is really good. I really like Infinity War. Even Doctor Strange, the first one's not terrible. But then there's a lot of slop in that first batch. You know, that canon 08 to Endgame, from Iron Man to Endgame. You get the Ant-Man. It's okay. I mean, nobody saw it. I didn't see Captain Marvel. It's just, there's a few missing. Then even movies like, I never really got on with Age of Ultron or Civil War. Yeah, there was a bunch of cool scenes. And maybe that's what, but I started to see, there's something wrong here, even before they started, going to the cultural Marxism route. Black Panther's okay. The first one. I said Doctor Strange. I remember re-seeing that and that's better than I thought. But I'm not somebody who really, I didn't really like Endgame. I thought it was okay. It's okay for a series finale. But I'm not the highest on that original canon, though there are enjoyable movies, and even some of the movies I'm mid on were enjoyable. This is enjoyable. There's some plot holes. There's some plot holes. There's some goofiness. Hey, Fizz, you were mentioned earlier. We might watch the trailer for Wicker. Apparently, you wanted me to see it, so we might watch that later. Real Way kept bringing you up and bringing that up. Appreciate you being here. So yeah, I like the movie. It's a return to form. I think superhero movies needed a movie like this. That's a solid, enjoyable, not super culturally Marxist, though you can argue some shit or whatever. The villain, they tried to make kind of sympathetic, but they failed, and and the villain we'll get into introduces a whole new universe. As soon as I say that person's name, if spoilers. Okay, well, never mind. Fizz, hit us with the spoilers. This is gonna be a spoiler review. Only 10 minutes here. I think it was longer than 10 minutes because of Jay Electronica. So the villain is Jean Grey. She's the villain. So, she didn't mass murder everyone. She tried though, and that really killed the sympathy. So the crux of the movie is basically about Jean Grey. She's jumping into people. Pause. So what she's doing, almost like you ever see the movie Fallen from back in the day from the 90s? It's a movie about a demon possessing people. She basically is possessing people. Shout out to Dead Man in DC Comics. And but she can only do it within a range. It's not, so she'll be one person and she'll be like driving a truck and then she'll turn into a guard and then she'll do something. And so that's the thing. And initially the only person who can see and is kind of immune is Spider-Man. That's never explained why. Spider-Man, of course, at the end of No Way Home, everybody forgot him as Peter Parker, but Spider-Man's beloved. In fact, this is the most beloved I've seen Spider-Man on screen. It's also a dichotomy because at the end of the aforementioned Homecoming with Mysterio that led into No Way Home, the world knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and everybody hates Peter Parker, and he does the spell, and chaos is true, multiverse is true. I guess it's Spiders says, Possessor. That's a movie. Okay, I guess that's the reason. Though it doesn't make sense that he loses it when he gets stronger. One of the things that's on with him is he is mutating. I thought we might get a 6-leg Spider-Man. We do not. We also don't get Venom. For those who thought maybe Venom would be, we do not. Unless that was teased at the end credit scene, which we'll get to. They wrote for another villain and slid Jean Grey in. They tried to make Jean sympathetic, but she's an asshole. And she doesn't. I hate when the villain's a villain for no reason. At no point does she try to talk out to Spider-Man and explain what happened. That's the, when you watch the movie, you get to the end, it's like, well, if you were just trying to find your sister, because that's the thing, she's just trying to find her sister. There's this damage control, their government agency. She keeps trying to break in to find her sister. That's all it is. But they go the whole movie, and she's just a bitch the whole movie. And you actually don't see her most of it. She's just using her power. Right, Sadie Sink, who actually plays Jean Grey, doesn't show up till like second half, almost late. They kind of do a false finish, as far as the ending. So she's in it a little bit longer. But so if it did have something to do with Spider Sense, he's going through this mutation where his arachnid DNA is growing. So it didn't make sense. Yeah, it makes no sense. And she's not sympathetic. Going back to something, I think me and you have talked about this, Fizz. We don't hate you guys because you're mutants. We hate you guys because you're assholes. She's possessing people, getting people locked up because everybody getting arrested. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you just broke into a building. You got to go to jail. And then she takes, it's weird they say a kilometer, whatever. A kilometer. Because it was like, we're in America. Why would you say? I guess he's an army dude. Whatever. Punisher has a big part in there. Punisher, Matt's clone, the guy that if Matt would have made it in Hollywood would not exist and who took his spot. I'm convinced John Bernthal took Matt's spot. But he has a big role. There's some pseudo. This movie is not. This ain't no great film. I still like the Odyssey, and that doesn't, when you start thinking of it, doesn't hold on to weight. There's a lot of issues with this. There's power scaling issues. There's, the Hulk is in it. The Hulk is beating the shit out of Spider-Man. He's okay. Spoilers for the whole movie. He gets shot at the end, and it's a problem. And it's like, okay, what the fuck? But if there's a trope, I mentioned Odyssey, I mentioned F1. If there's a trope in the recent movies I like, visuals. And yes, it's a CG field. I'm not a CG guy, but they did a really good job with the costume. I like the new costume. Really good job with the CG. There is a lot of shitty Marvel humor, but they are at least spacing it and pacing it a lot better, where you're not getting, hey, this is this emotional scene, and this does try to be emotional in a lot of ways, and then here's a dumbass joke. There's none of that, or not much of that, not as much, a lot less of that. The shit with the Black Widow, the new Yelena. I guess they're trying to push her. It probably isn't a bad idea to put her in this movie because people did not really see the Thunderbolts like that. So this is the new Black Widow and the new Avengers and whatever. So she has a part, and there are still a lot of Marvel characters. She's in it. Punisher, obviously Jean Grey's the villain. He has his own villains like Scorpion is in it, and Tombstone, who only has a very small part, is in it. Though he's cast pretty well. Even though I think that guy wasn't he in Luke Cage? I don't know. And then like I said, Punisher, Hulk, the new Black Widow, which I didn't see Black Widow or Thunderbolt, so I don't know shit about her. I just know she's got a shitty Russian accent, and her scenes were not funny. There's also, Tom Holland. He's just a little guy. Some of the stuntmen in costume, because Spider-Man's in costume a lot of this movie. And even in costume in Aqua, I kind of enjoyed him just going to this police station or whatever, and he's Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Or goes away, he'll just be Spider-Man. There's some cool. Florence Pugh, that's the chick that plays Yelena. She's okay. I mean, she's not. Her accent sucks. They try for a lot of humor early with her. She gives them information throughout the film, but I guess how they intermixed the characters, it felt comic booky. And despite all the cameos and all the features, he finally feels like his own character. He finally feels more of an adult. He is Spider-Man. We start thinking, at the movie, he meets with Bruce Banner because of his mutation. So, teasing the X-Men. But even though no other X-Men shows up, except Jean Grey's sister. And, she did. Spoiler for that. He meets up with the Hulk. Nobody can remember him. That's kind of a tragic thing. He's already at this point in the film kind of soft reintroduced himself to his old friends, but not really as himself. They just have a housewarming party. He watched his friend. It's been also 5 years since he's watched his friends go through college without him, both him and Ned and MJ, and he's watched them through Instagram and whatever go through all of their college life without him. But while that's happening, he's Spider-Maning and he's beloved and he's kicking ass as Spider-Man. He's cool with somebody in the police department, but he's dealing with a mutation. He gets organic webbing. He doesn't really control it. His senses go out of control. He can't really tell what's going on. And so what's going on with Hulk? Hulk has an inhibitor to inhibit him from turning into the Hulk. And so he goes to Hulk or Bruce Banner or Mark Ruffalo, and he says, hey, he starts theorizing on how to make an inhibitor, but he doesn't say, hey, I'm fucking Spider-Man. We fucking fought Thanos together. Can you help me out? He still doesn't want to let people know he's Peter Parker, Spider. I don't get that. And I didn't understand that. I'm like, well, if he's an Avenger, just fucking let him know, like, hey, man, this I'm fucking Spider-Man, bro. Help a brother out. He doesn't do that. There's a lot of this ain't the most logical movie. Like I said, there's some power scaling issues. And hey, Richard, if I didn't say hey, Retro Richard. And yeah, I deleted my Instagram app. I don't know if I'm gonna delete the account yet. That fucking algo. I'm a doom scroller. Aside, when I get back into the movie, I'm a doom scroller. I think I'm done with the Instagram algorithm. YouTube's algorithm is a lot safer. A lot. I can't deal with it. I can't do it, and I can't just drive myself crazy with it. Shout out to Elvira. Oh yeah, Retro Richard been retro and discovered Elvira from the 80s and 90s, and he's because he loves goth. He love. Yeah, I don't know if I have your number. I got. That's why I wanted to talk to you all off. That's why I haven't deleted the thing. I was gonna say I need to figure a way to contact you. I know sometimes I say, oh, you can just follow me on Instagram. Okay. Um, yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll see your number. Okay. I appreciate that, and I appreciate that. And then hey, if anybody want to get in contact with me, I still have the Instagram for now. We'll figure something out. But back to Spider-Man: Brand New Day. There are logic issues. There's power scaling issues. How I guess I'll go through the rest of the story. So he's Spider-Manning this part. There's this new damage control. That's the name of the organization. Their organization. Who knows where all the money coming from? But they were. We don't know this yet. For Spider-Man. Well, this stream is about Spider-Man. Shout out to Elvira. I'm glad you discovered her and shit. But it's like, you know what I mean? It's cool. I'll never be able to have me as a guest again. I don't know. I mean, maybe we'll figure something out. Hey, AJ. Appreciate you being here. Talking about Spider-Man Brand New Day. Spoilers for the movie. So if you haven't seen it, there'll be a lot of spoilers. We've already mentioned spoilers. I'm just kind of going through the basic plot right now. I do like the movie. It does have flaws. And I'll kind of point them out, but I'll go through the plot. They're basically, we don't know it's Jean Grey, but it's Jean Grey. She's trying to find her sister. We don't know this yet. All we know is this person keeps trying to break in to Damage Control's system and break in to try to find somebody. They keep talking about this VMAX, and we know this person can jump into different people, control them, and then jump into another one. But there's a distance gap. They can't just jump from town to town or anything. And nobody remembers Peter Parker, but everybody loves Spider-Man. Spider-Man's beloved. It was one of the best. Wow. I don't even remember the Elvira movies like that. I don't remember anything in those movies. So I'm surprised you love it that much. Totally shocked. So he's just Spider-Man, and he's trying to figure this out. He's also, he wrote this letter to MJ a while ago. He's kind of visited her before when she was like working at like a donut shop or something, and like he's completely alone. His aunt died in the end of No Way Home, if I didn't mention that. And he's super lonely. He's talking to this computer. That's all he really has, and it helps him. He's living in his attic. I don't know what he's doing for money. I don't know how he's affording this shit, but he's just living in the attic. He's working on tech. He's mutating. He wakes up in a thing of webs. He has organic webbing, but he's not quite as good with that as he is with his web shooters. And then, he talks to Banner. He figures a way to inhibit his powers a little bit so he can at least function, because as he's mutating, his senses are getting to the point where he can't really function, and he gets kind of angry. His eyes turn. Speaking of possession, which is that's a subtext, demon possession. His eyes go black, and I guess supposed to be like an arachnid, but it's also kind of the visuals that are usually with demon possession. Yeah, Elvira is awesome. No symbiote. That some people thought the symbiote, though that may have been slightly teased at the end. At the post-credit scene, which I thought was weak, but we'll see. Elvira is awesome, but it's just weird. You know what I mean? Because Elvira was such a ubiquitous character back in the day, and it's always cool when the next generation discovers but she didn't get pushed like that. She was just like, all right, it's Halloween, and she's gonna host some fucking marathon of movies on like the Family Channel or some shit, or Fox Family. Top 10. Oh, man. So you're a huge fan of Elvira. So it's just cool. It's just cool to watch you discover and then like, oh, man, this is the most awesome shit ever. So that's pretty cool. I got to check out. I didn't even, Cause I like those 80s, 90s movies. There's a charm there that modern movies don't have. But yeah, she was one of those characters. You had Andrew Dice Clay, Pee Wee Herman, these like character individuals where their name is the character type things. Shout out to Instagram. I also saw old episodes of Elvira when she was a boy. Mr. Bean, I guess, is another one of these characters that we had in the 80s and 90s. Where the actor is the character type thing, and they just appear in different forms of media. The woman who is Elvira owns a character in the name. Good. Don't sign that fucking contract. Don't be in one of these 360 deals. All right, back to the movie. So he's mutating. He talks to the Hulk again. Well, not the Hulk. He's Ruffalo. And he comes up with this thing to kind of control his senses, control his powers, and control his mutation. He still has some of his powers, but these little things that he puts on the back of his neck, and then it doesn't affect him as much. What happens after that? At some point, you kind of get to the false finish where she kind of fucks with him. She was a shithead. Jean Grey was a shithead. Like, she is not a sympathetic villain. She never just explains what she's trying to do. And then she jumps into other people. She starts fucking with Peter. And that's when he has to go get MJ to keep her from getting killed. She even jumps. She does a bunch of shit. She's a terrible person in this movie, Jean Grey. Because she jumped off the building as MJ because, again, she's possessing people. And she made them think that she had remembered when she didn't. She's just a piece of shit, right? And then when it's finally revealed, they do a false finish where you think it's the end, but it's not. When she attacks the building, she attacks the damage control building, and they stop her. Shout out to Punisher helps. Hulk, she gets control of the Hulk, and Hulk beats the shit out of Spider-Man. This is another inaccuracy because ending of the movie, Spider-Man gets shot, and that almost kills him. But the Hulk punching him at full power and dragging him at full power doesn't. That's completely inconsistent. It makes no sense. But eventually, another thing is these inhibitors that he's using to control his powers, he came up with one to stop people from having powers. And that's what he tries it with the Hulk. It didn't work. Yeah, she does. She does. She is an irredeemable character. She's fucking irredeemable. You think this Hulk should have been Grey Hulk? I was happy just to get a Savage Hulk. He is Professor Hulk at first, but then when she takes complete control, he goes into Super Hulk. She is totally... Well, Punisher tried. We'll get there. So she's trying to break into the building, trying to figure out what VMAX is, and they stop her. They get the little inhibitor on her, and she's contained. And it kind of makes you think it's the end of the movie, the climax, but it's not. And then she, Elvira won't try to kill. Yeah, she kills innocent. She's a terrible, irredeemable character. And this is one of the movie's biggest flaws, is trying to make her redeemable when she could have explained things and could have not been a piece of shit. After they do this thing, he kind of, when he gets, I left out a part. Sorry. I hate explaining stories after I just seen them. Like I said, she's a terrible piece of shit, Jean Grey. She starts fucking with MJ. So he goes to save MJ, even though she doesn't know who the fuck Peter is. She just saves him because he's Spider-Man. And the friend Ned is also obsessed with Spider-Man. That's the thing. And part of it is because they know that even though they don't remember Peter, they remember being saved by Spider-Man multiple times. And they think it's weird. They're like, damn, why does Spider-Man keep saving us? Twice or once, everybody gets one, but why do you keep saving us? In any event, what do I rate the movie overall? Between 6.5, 7.5, somewhere in that range. So I would say maybe 7. I know I gave Odyssey a 7. I would rate the Odyssey better for me. I know, even though I think more people probably hate that movie. I expect more people will actually hate that movie than this movie, because there's a lot of shitty jokes, but there were other people laughing at the shitty jokes. And other people were entertained by the shit. Y'all talk about other people like in the movie theater because the movie theater was packed. I like it a little bit less, but almost as much. But I would, but it's a clear enough difference that I thought the Odyssey, man, that fucking soundtrack. I've been listening to that soundtrack since. The Odyssey kind of stuck with me. I kind of fuck with the Odyssey. I know. And so that's why maybe I'm not the most reliable movie reviewer to exist, right? But if you're like me, and like if I'm not gonna watch a movie, I will watch reviews. Like I saw reviews for Supergirl before because I'm like I'm not about to watch this. What the fuck is what fucking happens? Might as well. I've been covering it. What happens? And she's eating shit. But no one eats shit in this one. Like, literally at least. Figuratively, maybe Peter does. In any event, where are we? Because she's trying to fuck with MJ, and Punisher's already been introduced. Apparently, Peter has saved Punisher off screen in the 5 years since, as he saved him when he was on Staten Island. Punisher has this like dock. I don't know how he affords it, and he takes MJ there as a place to keep her safe. No, we're getting more Spider Boy. This ain't the end. We're getting another 3 or 4 of these. That's for sure. So that's not. They tease it could have been the end, but it's not. In any event, he takes her over Punisher's house or crib or lair, so he can stop Jean Grey from breaking into the building. And at this point, they figure out it's Jean Grey, but they don't know what she's doing. They still don't know what VMAX is. And then they show the flashback of her and her sister, and her sister is teaching her how to jump into people, and possess them. And of course, it's 33 feet gap. Shout out to Illuminati. There's a lot of one-eye symbolism if you're looking for it too. So okay, we know Illuminati, Freemason. Duh. It's the same 10 people in every fucking movie. We know you're Freemasons. Jesus Christ. But she's they show the flashback, and then they kind of go back and forth. They show he gets back to Punisher's house, and the letter that he's been keeping on him, she finds and realizes, okay, I did know this person. This person's name was Peter Parker, but she doesn't remember anything. The spell worked. She doesn't remember anything. She doesn't remember nothing. They could use spider armor. They could use anything. And actually, that's not implausible because he has his own tech. So maybe they could definitely toss one spider, the 90s style armor. In the movies. They might as well. There's a lot of fan service. There's a lot of references to the first 3 movies. Things going in slow motion. Best shout out to Twitch. My mouse went dead. But as far as the story, she finds the letter. She doesn't remember anything. Shout out to Guilty Virgin on Twitch. At least we know that works. I keep forgetting about these messages. Hey, question on Twitch. Appreciate you being here. We're talking about Spider-Man. I actually like the movie. I actually think it's decent. We're just going through the story. We're actually towards the end. Jean Grey is an irredeemable villain, but she is the villain. Spoilers for that. They used the Scorpion. They did use the Scorpion. He's in the movie a couple times. And he doesn't have the full outfit, but he has his tail, and he uses that. He's not like fully Scorpion, he exists. And they use Tombstone. They show them kind of earlier in the movie because the first part he's just Spider-Manning, right? He's just doing stuff to show he's Spider-Man and be cool. A lot of cool swinging and stuff. Then they have the first action scene where she first tries to break in, using Twitch to piss you off. When she first tried to, I'm doing pretty good. Vic and Vig. And I thought Spider-Man was better than I thought. I was expecting a disaster. But now we're toward the end. We finally see what she's been looking for. It's her sister. They kidnapped her sister, and then her sister possesses her to get her to run away so she can save her. And now they also have captured, because of Spider-Man's help, and they have her subdued because of his diffuser or inhibitor or whatever. Now they're interrogating her at this facility, and at this point, Spider-Man realizes he's wrong. I didn't either, right? Because you don't even think Elvira was around, but outside of just somebody we saw every Halloween, I didn't think of it that much. But hey, I'm glad he liked it. It's always cool when people find the new stuff or find the old stuff. That's really cool. And actually, I guess I gotta check out the movie. I didn't realize it was that good. Anyways, Spider-Man now is going to try to rescue Jean Grey. And this is where this bitch who has already killed somebody, because the scene that Fizz is talking about has already happened. She's already forced, and it's a guy to walk right into fucking traffic, right? She's a piece of shit. She's a shitty human being, but we're supposed to feel bad because they kidnapped the sister, and then while they're interrogating, she looks up. VMAX is just the fucking the vent. She looks up and the vent says like I think ventilation max or vent max. And it was just the last thing her sister saw before she died. And she tried to give her a mental message because her and her sister are psychics. I didn't mention that. I'm assuming people are familiar with Jean Grey. Technically, she starts off with telekinesis. She doesn't have the Phoenix, but she's extremely powerful in this movie. I guess, they talked about how Jean Grey is very powerful, and if Professor X didn't inhibit her powers, she may be more powerful. And in this universe, I don't think she has a Professor X, even though that seems like where she was going at the end. So you find out, okay, her sister died in her interrogation. She's been looking for her, and they're trying to make her sympathetic, but she's an evil bitch. So then they take off the inhibitor, and they think, why not just use Emma Frost? I have no fucking idea. Why not just use an actual villain? Only the Most High knows. Because they're still shitty writers, and they're still Marvel. That's why. There's not enough why. Yeah, that's another thing. We were seeing the damn trailers. Let me see. Is that Jason fucking Momoa in Street Fighter? He is. Fuck me. Because there was a trailer to Street Fighter, and Jason Momoa is fucking Blanca. It's like, God damn it. Do you have enough fucking actors in Hollywood? Matt got jobs. Shout out for Matt from Fireball Production. You don't know, he was an actor. We joke about some of the roles he had to take. He got jobbed out of Hollywood. You cannot tell me he does not have a spot. I think John Bernthal, the guy who has a spot. But Matt is better than some of these actors. We do not need to use the same 20 fucking people for every movie. I have just seen the same 3 actors in 2 movies within 2 weeks. We can't keep doing this shit. We can't. I'm just sick of this shit. Anyways, I didn't mention the Hand. That they're there. I thought they were going to have a bigger part, but they're just kind of the goons for this damage control. They do have a cool fight scene with Peter while he's trying to actually help Jean out. But Jean is about to kill the director who, I didn't mention him. You don't really want to fucking mention. He's just a guy. And then, Peter, she possesses the Hand and tries to kill Peter. She landlocks a kilometer of New York where they're just stuck. And who knows how many people got injured, hurt, maybe died. And everybody's just stuck, frozen. And so Punisher sees this shit. And he's like, man, I got to do something. So it was supposed to be Mr. Negative. They swapped it out with Jean. Wouldn't shock me. Hell, I think this is, with Doomsday, this is the same story we would have got with Kane. I don't think the story's that much different. I think they had that one story. They switched out Kane the Conqueror for Dr. Doom. I think it's the same story either way. So I don't know if it's the case. You're goons. But that's my theory. That's my theory on that. But Peter beats the hell out of him. There's some inconsistency with his power because he can't get through a door, even though he's like held up buildings and all sorts of shit by now. But whatever the fuck. He finally gets into the room where Jean has the inconsequential director of damage control, and she's about to kill her, and Peter lets her go in his mind because I guess she had trouble getting his mind. Maybe that was a Spider-Sense thing, and she sees this flashback of him and his aunt talking about him getting his powers, and she kind of this was fucking BVS. This was BVS the Martha scene. It was a little bit better done. I haven't checked out. I got to read the whole thing. I got to read all of Perfume Women and The Lone Raven. I have it saved. I have it bookmarked. I'll try to check it out tonight. I got to read the whole thing. And see, I got to figure a way of contacting you. I got to figure something out. We'll figure it out. I'll talk to you. I may just put it. I'll figure something out. And you know that you're gonna be up all night working. Okay, so. But she gets to him. Like I said, it's kind of a Martha scene from BVS. If you don't know that scene, Batman and Superman fighting, but because their mom both have the same first name, they calm down. They become friends, and so that's kind of what happens. So it's not as quite as stupid, but she realized, okay, Peter's lost somebody too, and she feels connected, and now she's a good guy, even though she killed people and was a piece of shit the whole movie and just had everybody landlocked. But while that's happening, Punisher he goes to like a building right outside the radius of her brain control thing, and he shoots a 50 cal. And even though Peter Parker has gotten beaten up and hit by cars and all this crazy shit and beaten up by the fucking Hulk and all the shit we've seen him through, for some reason, and he has more power because he's more mutated, for some reason that 50 cal damn near kills him. Oh man, thanks Real Wade. Appreciate the raid. I know you like yoga, you're gonna like the other two more. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. And I'm sorry I haven't gotten to it, man. Like I said, I kind of been going through something mentally. I've been out of it, man. I've been pretty out of it, and I'm like, man, I gotta stop Instagram. I gotta stop. I mean, I can get into that. But maybe after I get through the theory. So she stops. He stops this evil bitch. Punisher accidentally shoots Spider-Man, and then Spider-Man has to go to the hospital. So they take Spider-Man to the hospital. Punisher's sitting there with him, feeling guilty, and he makes it, and the whole city is waiting on Spider-Man. The whole city is worried about Spider-Man. This is not the first time I done thought this. That algorithm is something else. There's something with it. Even though it's less interesting stuff, I'll just doom scroll YouTube shorts. I'll just be an old man and do that. To get my doom scroll itch. I can't take it. From either the racism, the booty, the conspiracy theories, the fucked up news. It's like, you know what? YouTube shorts be showing me like super science shit and just simple shit. This algo is too hardcore for me. And actually, to kind of spoil it, I've been doing okay with my diet, guys, because of you. But no, I'm doing decent with my diet, but I'm eating a lot less food. And so I'm a little antsy. I'm a little like on edge because I cut my food intake back a lot, and I can't have anything distracting me mentally. That's why even with this, it's like, you're right, Happy Dinosaur. If I didn't say hi to you, I'm so sorry. I did see you come in. Pause. Hey, Happy Dinosaur, and you're right. I do need to passion fruit juice. I have to stop doing scrolling in general. It's not good, and I gotta build my mental back up, man. Like I said, when you've been emotionally eating for 40 fucking years, and then you stop doing that, my emotions are like, oh man, I am an angry person. I'm like the Hulk. I'm just angry. Just watch Electric Universe shit, Thunderbolts Project channel. I'm not familiar with that. But anyways, Spider-Man doesn't die. The city's happy. Jean Grey is on a bus, presumably to go see the X-Men. I don't know. We don't see. I thought that was going to be the post-credit scene. The day is saved. I guess they're investigating the damage control people. Shout out to... What was damage control? Was it Liv, Bailey, EO? I can't remember. That was years ago. Oh, man. Have high blood pressure from his birth. Favorite juice helps lower yours. It's not a lie. They say God gave you everything you need. It's how the universe works, really fascinating. I used to watch that stuff. Obviously, that's how Neil deGrasse Tyson kind of got famous. That what was it called? Behind Neil deGrasse Tyson had one, and ironically enough, what the fuck used to narrate? I think it was called Through the Wormhole. Oh my god, Morgan Freeman. He would narrate a science show. I used to watch that shit all the time. Man, see, here's the thing with this. We could open up a whole thing. Because now I'm seeing people, this see, everybody's on a carnivore, but I'm seeing people have issues with the carnivore. I think I'm going to stay an omnivore. I'm going to stay omnivore. But I am trying to cut down the processed food. I think if you cut down processed foods, because people who try to go vegan or all fruits, they can do well or they can do terrible. And then there's people doing the carnivore, and there's a lot of people doing well. Then there's some people doing terrible. I don't necessarily think you're supposed to just eat. Now, I say Judgment Day. I said, well, she is now. No, Damage Control. You're right. Dakota Kai. Kyrie saying Io Sky and Bailey. You're right. Oscar did get there late. You're right. Vegas still eating processed foods, them bean burgers. Vegans. Yeah, vegans, you can fuck your diet up doing the vegan thing. Now, the carnivore, my real issue is I can't fucking cook, and I would have to cook a lot of steak. And it's like, man, I don't want to fuck up steak. I've made like chicken in my air fryer, like just chicken breast. I can do that, but I can't. I meant Damage Control. Yeah, he said, well, that's what we were trying to talk about, Damage Control, because I think it's also the name of the organization. I might have been saying the wrong name this whole time. That's the story of Spider-Boy. It's better than. I would say it's the best of the Spider-Man universe, of the MCU Spider-Man universe. Not that I have the highest regard for that universe. You might say No Way Home is better, and I can see that. No Way Home may be a little bit more entertaining. I don't think I don't want to risk. Stay too fucking expensive. It's too fucking. That's nothing. It's cost. You can get chicken breast a little cheaper, and I'm like, okay, if I just eat that, non-breaded, or just season it and toss in the air fryer. It don't take like 10 minutes to do. Bar ain't hot. I just, I'm not gonna. You can still send it. I ain't gonna say nah, but I might just keep doing it. In any event, I'm not convinced of the carnivore. I'm not saying there's nothing to it. I think if you just get off of processed foods, I think you'll have a really positive effect. That's my theory. Learn how to cook. It's done best by learning on the job with directions. I know it's only cook breakfast because your mom hates anyone in the kitchen but her, friend said. And I don't think you've missed anything. I didn't like any of the ones since this. This is the most comic one just made. Don't know what. Haven't seen any Tom Holland at all. I don't think you're missing much. This is a Learn to Cook and Lockdown. That's pretty cool. I like this movie. Just made 5 vids. There you go. You're doing better than me. I gotta make vids for the NFL. I like this movie. Not the best movie ever. Yeah. It's Homecoming. No, it's Homecoming. Homecoming. Far From Home. No Way Home. That's what it is. Next Stream 8-6. There you go. Yeah, you're not missing anything. Homecoming required Iron Man. They tried to let him go a little bit more on his own. Far From Home, I think that was worse. I think Far From Home is the worst of that. Then you have, he still really hasn't carried a movie. He still really hasn't carried a movie. They put a lot in there, but this is the one that felt the most like his movie. The most about Tom Holland's Peter Parker. It wasn't about every other Spider-Man that you've seen before. It wasn't about Iron Man. There are a lot of guest characters. There is, some decent setup. The post-credit scene, I think, is, oh my God, you might be the only one who saw Kraven the Hunter. Was it terrible? Like, how was it? How was Kraven the Hunter? Yes, he was an ex-Stark employee. Because it was all, he was Spider-Boy. He was the sidekick to Iron Man. He was not Spider-Man. This is the movie where he's finally Spider-Man. He's not Tobey Maguire's sidekick. He's not new Doctor Doom / old Tony Stark, RDJ's sidekick. He's his own character. Yes, there's a bunch of characters surrounding him. Shout out to the Hulk. Shout out to, and there's a lot of cognitive dissonance. Why the hell Punisher has killed people in his own series and other series and is a fugitive? How is he not in jail? Only God knows. Why can Spider-Man do certain things and not others? Only God knows. Especially when he's supposed to be getting stronger. Why is Jean Grey such an evil piece of shit? Only God knows. There's a lot of shitty humor. This isn't perfect. This isn't, but it is a bit of a return to form for Marvel. I didn't think most of the MCU was perfect. But, a random day in the 2000s, you would go to the theater and watch Ant-Man, and that was okay. That was cool. And you would go home and you wouldn't hate yourself, and you wouldn't hate it, and you wouldn't feel like you've been insulted or was anything. That existed. And this is the first time in a long time that I've done that. I went there. I did have, now my standards were, I thought this was going to be a cringe fest. It's not cringe free. No, they didn't. And they teased it and they didn't do it. And I wanted to do this. I thought we were going to get the 6 arms. And he used high-tech drones instead of the cubes. Okay. Spider-Man Brand New Day, guest star Shred the Exterminator. There's a lot of guest stars. Punisher has a big part. Hulk has a decent part. Obviously, Jean Grey's the villain. Very Marvel-y, but it looked comic booky. They shot, I know, he liked the movie because of water. It was not a CG slop fest. The CG was good. They mixed practical with CG. That makes a huge difference. Can't watch Disney Daredevil. I understand. But he broke out in the Netflix version, right? But even though he only kills criminals. He's in the hospital at one point. It's like, wait, and he's the guy who shot Spider-Man. Why is he just allowed? Like, why is the law doing nothing? I don't know. This movie is not trying to be really thought that well. He does use drones, I guess. There is a lot of recreation of comic covers, too. I guess I'm thinking of those cubes. I guess he does use drones, too. But we didn't call them drones when he was using them. It's Saturday Night Live. There are several boy actors, a writing room drunk on MSNBC in your history, VigilanteWilliamson. But he had if he did have drones, he might have. I remember more the cubes that would fool people. Like these cubes, and then they would show out a fake reality, a projected fake reality. But that was like a pre-drone era where drones really didn't exist in the 70s and 80s and shit, or even the 90s, right? But he never had magic that much. He always used technology. But it was weird to see modern drones, and he had the guy helping him, and it was almost like a stage show, which I guess that's not totally inconsistent, right? Because he was a special effects artist in the original. Is that what he is? Special effects artist, Mysterio? I don't know. That was the worst of these MCU Spider-Man movies. Overall, I would give it between a 6.5 and a 7.5. It's not perfect. A lot of shitty humor, but really good action sequences, really cool action sequences, really comic booky feel. This feels like Spider-Man. Probably the best costume they put Holland in. Yes, I guess. We didn't use the term drone. I mean, I can say we didn't. You're not wrong. The idea of having self-propelled things. I mean, people had remote control planes and stuff like that. The Punisher has used magic once. Once. He got reincarnated as an angel in the failed comic series. And I also remember his wife came back to life and just ruined his life a few years ago. In any event, this is a solid movie. I know I've been going back and forth. Solid movie, not a perfect movie. I can see people hating this movie. Jean Grey is kind of a stupid villain, or she's just a piece of shit, and they're probably trying to tease the mutants get shit on, and it's like, well, you're a piece of shit the whole movie. If you would have explained that whole movie, and this is the biggest problem with it, took one conversation, this whole movie doesn't happen. And it's like, you wrote this shit. Write a better movie, or we're just not gonna look at this bitch as sympathetic. I'm sure she's just gonna be a good guy. I don't know. The MCU still bothers me. This shit is still not perfect, but it's solid. It is. Is it slop? That's what's on the thumbnail. A little, but it's not the sloppy slop that we've been getting from Marvel. It's a higher quality of goy slop. How about that? It's a higher quality of goy slop. I would give it 6.5 to 7.5. So that's a DC era. She just decides to murk people for no reason. No reason, just killing motherfuckers, having people get hit by cars. She's just a piece of shit. Like, there's no, because it'd been one thing if she was only killing, like you mentioned Punisher, he only kills the criminals, right? Punisher only kills criminals. If she was only killing people of this damage control team, I would say okay. But she's killing rando, she's possessing rando, she's fucking up all these people's lives. All X-Men adaptations lead to the Phoenix Saga. Kill the X-Men again, Mr. Kinberg. Same man also from X3 and made Dark Phoenix. Yeah, X3 is not good. I didn't see all of them. The last one I saw most of the X-Men. I saw Wolverine Origins. I saw Logan. I saw the original 3 movies. I saw Days of Future Past and First Class. Wasn't there one like Apocalypse? I don't know if I saw. Maybe I did see that one. God, that was not good. But it's a solid movie. If you still like the movie process of going to see a movie, the guy next to me kind of smelled funny, but whatever. And peace out, Jam-a-Lam, if I didn't say it. Peace out. Heading out. Yeah, try to hang out more. I got to stream more, but like I said, it's a work in progress. This is not the movie. If you're just tired of all capes, as some of you guys are, they might be, but he was just in the hospital. No one said anything. Whatever. If you listen, if you want something that's better than the last phase of the MCU, where there's been more shit than I can remember. I think it was said at 2019 you could have like 50 hours got through the whole MCU, and now it would take hundreds and hundreds of hours because all of the bullshit. I mean, I guess Daredevil was some of the better stuff, but you had the Black Widow movie, Hawkeye, WandaVision, Winter Soldier and Captain America, the Captain America Brave New World, Thunderbolts, Shang-Chi. You did get No Way Home, which I still don't. It was good for what it was, but I was not impressed. I mean, it was cool. Listen, I like seeing everybody again. I like seeing Willem Dafoe. I like seeing a lot of interactions, but it was, it was very cheap heat, right? Using, it was it was borrowing nostalgia that didn't exist, right? Which is still on Spotify. Please stream now. Well, I mean, I don't know. I listen. There's a lot that doesn't make sense in this universe, right? I don't know why Frank Castle was not arrested, especially because on his Netflix verse, it was so grounded and it was so like a real place. So you want more fantasy, less capes, more goblins, dragons, swordplay, bare naked ladies, dungeon crawling. Good promo. But yeah, if you're tired of capes, you're tired of superhero movies, this ain't gonna save you. Yeah, he hasn't really ever had a secret identity. So honestly, it's always been a plot hole that he didn't get arrested. But still, I don't know. It's just it bothers me because he was on trial in the Daredevil, and he escapes, and it's just like, what the fuck? He's just a guy. He could just have this doc. How's he paying for this? Who the fuck knows? Who knows? Just like I don't know how Spider-Man's paying for it. This is not a movie where you need to really have your thinking cap on. Yeah, having your thinking cap is going to make this movie worse. It ain't perfect, but it has a lot of pretty action scenes. Spider-Man, it does feel like Spider-Man. Even if they have a 6'3", starting 6'5", whatever small forward playing Spider-Man when you don't see Tom Holland's face, and then all of a sudden he's like 5'8" again. So I mean, this movie is not perfect. Honestly, the more I talk about these movies, the worse they sound. Right? They don't sound that great. Like this doesn't. I did not describe the movie to the extent that I liked it and that was entertained by it. Maybe I walked in with dirt poor standards and thought I was going to get a cringe fest. There was some cringe, but it wasn't a cringe fest. I got pretty looking action scenes. I like pretty looking things. I like visuals, and it was entertaining. And I didn't get bashed for being a man. I didn't get no one got. There was no real wokeness that I could see. Jean Grey was a piece of shit, but I mean, she was a villain. So I don't know why they tried to make her sympathetic. But it's a solid movie. If you still like going to the movies, if you haven't given up on the MCU, or even if you have, because I gave up on the MCU, if you haven't given completely up, maybe this is the movie to check out. This is a return to form for the MCU. Not top form, but pre-2019 form. This was a pre-2019 quality MCU movie, which again, I still think is a hit or miss, but a much higher quality than all the shit I mentioned in between. The Agatha All Along and the Marvels and Miss Marvel, and I didn't see Wonder Man. I know it's recent, and Ironheart and Wonder Man, and I guess people like Moon Knight. Maybe that was cool. And all these movies, if you haven't been paying attention to the MCU since Endgame, which a lot of people haven't, this is a decent watch. If you still kind of care about the MCU, this is a decent watch. You could do worse. Maybe. The moment a costume character goes insane, the cops are like, maybe the nearest superhero team will deal with it. I got 14 bank robbers. Yeah, that's true, because everybody's in New York. I like to read books. Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinneman. It was very fun. I'm currently reading Warrior and Guard by Michael A. Stackpole. Shout out to Anne Hathaway not taking no for an answer. Didn't watch it. Obviously, just heard he did. Okay, yeah. I didn't watch the Disney version of Daredevil either. Is the MCU all the way back? I don't know. I'm still worried about fucking Endgame. It doesn't look good not Endgame. Doomsday doesn't look good at all. It wouldn't shock me if it was the same plot they had with the Kang Dynasty. They just switched out Kang for Doom, which I think even that's just a nostalgia grab. And honestly, RDJ, because he's the one doing the little speaking of promos, he's doing a promo in the trailer. Seeing the trailer again, hearing his Doom voice, I don't know. That might be a disaster, but I'll probably go see it and do a review then. In any event, we went pretty long. I didn't pause. I didn't think we would go this long. We get to the hour, right over an hour. Yeah, Avengers Doomsday, Oops All Multiverse. I'm not a fan. But I'll probably go see it. But I mean, there's a lot of decent amount of collateral damage. I don't know. And again, they act like there's no issue. I mean, he's just in the waiting room. Like there's no arrest made. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much, but they always want to. Oh yeah, the trailer for Wicker. We can see this. I'll be honest. This does not look like my cup of tea. But for you, Fizz. Oh Jesus Christ. Okay, we have to find it. Is it gonna go? Yeah, I have to find it on YouTube. Okay, hold on. Doesn't look like my cup of tea, but let me watch the trailer. Hold on. Oh, whoa. Don't get us caught. Don't get us caught up. What the fuck is going on here? All right, this is Wicker. Not your cup of tea. Why are we watching this trailer then? Jeez. All right, I'll watch it. Fuck it. Let me turn this up so you can hear this bitch moan. All right.
Today's catch. Tench.
You needn't yell. We can smell you coming.
Lick my worm.
So then, fisherwoman, you caught yourself a lover yet?
Love seems more a burden than a prize.
Sorry.
Where's my mum's?
There's absolutely no shame in living out your remaining days alone.
I'll marry you.
Oh,
I want you to make me a husband.
be at the chapel in a month.
Good.
Fizz, I'm struggling, man. This looks fucking horrendous. I gotta say, this looks fucking horrendous. All right, we'll keep going. We only got a minute left. These trailers are short.
I am here to marry you.
What's that?
This is my husband.
I heard that he's strong as a tree and just as hard.
He's wicker.
Straighten me right out.
Okay. I'm good on this. I'm sorry, man. I'm good on this. I'll never see that again. I'll never see that again. I'm not. I don't know what to say about that. I've got nothing. I've got nothing, man. Brand New Day's decent. Yeah, this I try. I hate to do that to you, Fizz. I like to play most of the trailers. Lonely people make sex dolls. That's literally the damn story. A magical sex doll in the 1800s. She's getting pounded by Wicker Man. I'm good on that one. Wow, yeah. I know you're still here. That's cool. You turn your Mickey to I don't know. Just your fan theory that the Punisher fakes on the NYPD and thinking he's got superpowers. I see. I'm gonna go ahead and pass. I guess for the point of watching crazy ass trailers, I'm not gonna see that one though. That's a wild concept. Honestly, shit. I hope that's not a. I saw an Easter egg basket and thought I hit. I hope that's not based on a book. My thought watching that trailer, I said, hey, movies need to get based on books, but hopefully not modern books, because modern books are all supernatural porn, like Morning Glory Milking Farm. That looks like supernatural porn. That's what it looks like. The supernatural girl porn, where it's marketed towards horny women. And listen, there's a lot of going marketed towards dudes. I'm not trying to shame people, right? But they have there's girls with kinks and fetishes about fucking minotaurs and fucking vampires that we saw fucking 4 or 5 years with Sparkly Boy, right? Or whatever that fucking Twilight era was. You know, some girls with this kind of supernatural kink. So they made a Wicker Man version of that. Final Fantasy Resonance. I was going to get out of here. We can watch that, I guess. Burning books are bad. Oh, you know what? That brings up something. It is based on a story by Ursula Willis-Jones. I bet you the internet blew it up. I bet you it's over the past 10 years. The internet blew it up. They said we can make a movie. And if that movie is successful, oh my God, we're going to get some crazy shit on the screen. If that Wicker movie, and it doesn't look like they spent $1 trillion on the budget, so it doesn't need much. If that does the obsession thing, oh my God, we are going to get some freaky shit on the fucking theater. That movie has to fail. That movie has to fail for society. Like, because if not, they're gonna raid the GPT supernatural girl porn space, and they're gonna start pulling people out of the woodwork and making their shit into movies because Hollywood is fucking retarded. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. So yeah, I'm scared because if that movie does anything, if it does the backrooms thing, like, we spent $10 million and it made $100 million, we're gonna get 100 of those. Only good recent books you've read is The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie and Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Denny, and both made before 2010. So that's not that recent, right? You know, I mean, it's 16 years on and back. So honestly, I'm kind of glad we played that trailer because we might be in for another Hollywood wave if that one hits, and they might try again even besides that because it's hitting like crazy. The book came out 10 years ago. I see, so I said within 10, right around there. So, I mean, Barnes and Nobles has came back from the dead because of these fucking books. Barnes and Noble was going to be, it might even got sold to private equity. And that was going to be another dead brand like Circuit City, like Kmart before it. And all of a sudden, there's this wave of these romance novels and these graphic romance novels and these supernatural romance novels. And all of a sudden, Barnes and Noble is back where it once was. So Hollywood is that's where Hollywood's going. That's going to be scary. Hollywood is still a slop fest. I tried, but this movie's solid. All right. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. If you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share and subscribe, please do that. And even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Good night. God bless. I'll talk to all you guys later. Peace. Jesus.